So this week again we had two readings. The first being Revenge, Ego and the Corruption of Wikipedia by Leonard. And this piece kind of focuses on a Wikipedia user called Quarty, who kind of first came to the attention when he was found to edit a page of the writer, the late Barry Hannah, who in attempt to diminish his legacy. So he kind of changed things that made him look bad. For instance, he changed his cause of death from natural causes to alcoholism. And Andrew Leonard is he's a fan of Wikipedia. He calls it the jewel in the internet's crown, and it's a constantly updated repository for all human knowledge. But revenge edits kind of started coming out, which is kind of to be expected because people aren't always friends with each other, and which a revenge edit is a modification made to a Wikipedia page out of anger. So that officially they're viewed negatively and they're kind of against the rules of Wikipedia, but due to the fact that you can edit things anonymously, and the fact that Wikipedia is kind of committed to free editing of stuff, it's kind of hard to stamp it out. So people kind of have to rely on their own judgment, I think, really. And so editors who were part of the Wikipedia criticism group called Wikipediocracy, they researched Quarty, and they believed that they had discovered his real identity, and that he was an author called Robert Clark Young. But he, when Leonard contacted him, he denied all knowledge of it, didn't know what they were talking about. And then, not too long after that, Quarty posted a manifesto on his Wikipedia page, where he said that Wikipedia is the great postmodern novel. It is not truth. Wikipedia, like any other text, is not reality. And that piece was called Who is Quarty? So he kind of knew that people were looking for him, which kind of set alarm bells ringing, I would have thought. And the whole saga raised questions about Wikipedia's policies and how Young had been able to get away with his actions for so long. He'd been editing pages of people, loads of people that he'd had feuds with and stuff, and editing his own page as well to make him look better. And it kind of raises the question how many others are there out there that are doing this sort of stuff and that just haven't been found out yet. And the way that some of them do it is via a sock puppet, which is an online persona created to purposely disguise a person's identity. So you could do it, you could edit things anonymously on Wikipedia, but also people create kind of fake identities to do this sort of stuff. I guess it makes it harder for them to be found out almost, because it's a different identity. And Wikipedia's commitment to anonymity means that anyone creating a sock puppet and anyone can edit anything they like. Obviously that can then be edited again, but it needs to be found. It could be on the page for ages before anyone notices it and then re-edits it. So it raises issues of trust. And the Wikipediocracy group asks, how are we, the general public, supposed to trust Wikipedia when Quarty's records show how easy it is to work out personal grudges and real-world vendettas in this great online encyclopedia for years without anyone taking action? So yeah, it does highlight the issue of how can you trust what's on Wikipedia, which I think a lot of us don't think about when we find information on them. We just take it for granted. But I guess you now know that you really have to watch out for where it's come from and stuff. And then the second reading was called Wiki-hacking, Opening Up the Academy with Wikipedia, by Adrianna, Wadewitz, Anne Ellen Geller and John Beasley-Murray. And it was a Wikipedia article. It was on Wikipedia itself, and it was written by like the people that wrote it were kind of a range of different people. I think one was a professor, one was a student, and one was, I don't think, involved in academics or anything, so I can't remember. Or no, one was an undergraduate student, one was a postgraduate student, and the other one was a professor or something like that. And it kind of, that in itself kind of highlights the kind of democratic nature of Wikipedia, I guess. So they say that hacking the academy is what, like, every aspect of scholarly infrastructure is being questioned, and even more importantly being hacked. The PhD and grad students kind of expanding beyond traditional methods in their careers using social media and the internet. So in their actual degrees and stuff, and as well when they're looking for jobs. And I think most of us now know, probably if we're all looking for jobs and stuff, we know how a lot of places are like looking for social media skills and all that sort of stuff. So it is kind of, the internet is a handy kind of skill to have. And there are debates about the use of Wikipedia in higher education. So some places forbid students from using it, whereas some feature it in courses and encourage students to be contributors. So like us, like what we're doing now. But Wikipedia itself is academic, and it collects, processes, stores and transmits knowledge. So it's kind of, they're kind of saying that it's a good exercise for students to learn and to do, rather than, like, it shouldn't be just flat out banned and stuff. Wikipedia has been successful in promoting a culture that honours intellectual inquiry, so that its popularity on the internet, and articles that reference academic literature. So it kind of encourages people to find out stuff, and like that thing where you can press it and it will give you like a random article, and you can learn stuff on anything that you want. Obviously we know that it might not always be accurate, but you'll be a bit more knowledgeable than you were before. Over half of American undergraduates use it always or frequently in their research, so it's a popular website. But what they also acknowledge that Wikipedia isn't always a reliable source, but that's not really their focus of the article. It's more the using of it rather than like its effects, I guess. And they say incorporating Wikipedia into teaching is a form of attacking the academy, giving those who contribute to Wikipedia a mechanism by which to bypass the typical hierarchical routes of knowledge construction and to become knowledge makers themselves. And say the students regularly use Wikipedia but often have little knowledge of the processes behind the page. So teaching students about it, I guess, will teach them to become more wary and stuff of it, and more knowledgeable that you can't always trust it. So they say that a Wikipedia assignment force them to address this and probably consider the drawbacks of using Wikipedia in research. And it teaches students research skills as well and study skills when they're contributing. As we know from finding out stuff about these terms and stuff. The nature of Wikipedia is that everything is constantly revised and rewritten, which is why Wikipedia contributors are called editors, because their writing is constantly being edited. There's like a virtuous circle of Wikipedia. So attention paid to an article often leads to even more collaboration and stronger articles. So when someone edits something, someone will see that and edit a bit more, and it'll just kind of lead around and it'll just get better and better, supposedly. The content of Wikipedia reflects the contributors. So more than 80% are male, more than 65% are single, more than 85% don't have children, around 70% are under 30. So, like, for instance, the article in Middle Earth from Lord of the Rings is more detailed than some of the articles on countries in Africa. So it may be like an encyclopedia of knowledge, but it's not always broad. It's a little bit limited at the moment. And they ask if like Wikipedia is shaping our cultural heritage. And it's like in the top 10 of the most popular websites in the world. So is it become like a, because it has become like a big part of popular culture and stuff. And kind of lots and lots of people all around the world use it, and you can see like how many different languages it's in and stuff as well. So yeah, it has kind of become a big part of modern society. And that was this week's TV.